Hello and welcome to another vlog. And today's little expedition, no matter than a few hundred yards from my home, is to test out a brand new camera bag. So this is more about the equipment than the photos, but if I happen to see something worth taking, I shall. So we're in my favourite woodland stroke garden, and already I spotted some interesting fungi. So yes, I've bought a brand new camera bag. I had to really, the other one finally fell apart, zips broken, holes tearing, etc. So let's see what we've got. So this is the Lowe-Pro 300 or BP300 AWIII flip side. In other words, that means you can turn it on its back. So the main compartment is on the back and the accessory compartments are on the front. Okay, so let's have a look at what's inside. Now you'll see the customary twin zips for the Lowe-Pro flip side range, and I notice in comparison with my previous Lowe-Pro that these are sturdier and have a better hook on them than you can get. So there is it, loaded up. Now I confess this is very much a preliminary loading. As you can see, there are some gaps. I've got my camera with the 4 main lenses, so 16 to 55, 12mm wide, 55 to 200 here, and 60mm macro over there. I've got a spare battery tucked away in one of these Velcro compartments, but nothing very much else. There's space there for a set of filters, which I sometimes carry with me, and on this side there is a side opening compartment. We'll try that one out in a minute. Up top here I've put this little mesh compartment with memory cards, filter rings, not much else at the moment. So let's also look at what you get in here. So you get 2 further compartments. Now I'm slightly puzzled by this because the legends on them look as though they're promoting one be a laptop and one be a tablet. Now I am somewhat baffled as to why you take both a tablet and a laptop on an expedition of any size, because that would make it a very heavy deal indeed. But just for now, it's got a very firm Velcro strap to hold them in, which is good. Just popped in my my polarizing filter there. Now I just felt a few drops of rain. It is forecast, so the next question is it waterproof? Well, oh, there is a side compartment here too. That's the mesh compartment at the front, so that's probably for little lightweight things too. So quite a few compartments there, just a slight duplicity. Right, let's close this one up and see what else we got in here. Then I'll talk about some of the other bits and pieces. Just still working out a few wrinkles. Right, so that's it zipped up again. On the side we have the tripod compartment. Now again, I think this tripod compartment is really going to be only suitable for the sort of thing I've got loaded in here, which is your lightweight travel tripod. I think a really big tripod might be an issue in terms of height and bulk, but takes this Manfrotto B3 successfully, and that tucks into a side pocket. On the other side is the side loading pocket. It's supposed to be where you take out your sort of most accessible thing, which could be, I suppose, a spare body, but in my case I've got my 55 to 200 lens in there. I'm not altogether sure about that. I need to work on that one. Any suggestions on what people have done with their versions? This is the zip that opens the front compartment. It's one I have a slight bit of reservation, but a good thing is this reinforcement lip, which gives a bit more space in the front. Now currently I've actually got my lightweight waterproof in here. I won't pull it out yet, it might well be raining in a second, and also the waterproof cover for the bag itself, not integrated as previously, but we'll see if that works, and a couple of fairly deep pockets. So the actual design of it's pretty good. I'm just not quite sure about the robustness of the zip. So that's both compartments. So we've got a little hook down here for hanging it, which I shall use, and on the front you've got the 2 straps. It's got a chest strap which is adjustable, and they've put better catches on that than the previous one. That was just a sort of a grip, and it fell off and got lost eventually. How long this will last, I don't know. The elastic containers for the straps look a little bit more robust, but again, we'll see how they do over extended usage. Again, this one has already slipped off, needs to be slipped back on again. And the lower strap, the waist strap, less robust than previously, but I've already tried it, and you can still support the weight of the bag on it. Plus there's a handy carrying strap for when you want to lug it about in places. So that's the bag. Let's see if we can get a photo or two whilst we're out and about, and I'll tell you what it's like to wear. So just down here we've got this rotted wooden post, and there are these black fungi here which I think might make an image, so I'll dig the camera out, possibly put the macro lens on. Okay, so a couple of pictures of this fungus, and I'll put up the name here, wherever. It's now started to rain in earnest, so I'm going to put on the waterproof that I brought with me. Yeah, I wouldn't bring a heavy waterproof in that bag. It's just not really up to it, and it starts to get really bit heavy once you start adding the things, because the main reasons why I bought it are related to do with health. So I'll swing you around again and tell you about that. Okay, so I've been suffering with celiac disease for a year or so now, and I get periods of intense tiredness, and normal effort is sort of multiplied in terms of what it requires to sort of perform an action. So carrying a camera bag around with me, I need to keep it to not a minimum but to an acceptable level, and I'm hoping this bag will encourage me to do that by simply restricting what I can stick in it. Simple, eh? I'm also on the outlook for a new camera, but more of that in another video. Right, so without further ado, let's get me waterproof on and see if we can find one or two more pictures before we go. Okay, so it's raining now, but Neil Disbrander will carry on for a little while. I am only a few hundred yards away from home. So I can hear you asking a few questions, but before that, can I just remind you to like, comment and subscribe. Helps the channel on enormously. Have a look at my Patreon, there's some new things coming on that, and some videos in the pipeline. Anyway, back to today's subject, and the question you're asking is, how comfortable is it? You know, how flexible is it? Well, it feels comfortable. That's all I can say at the moment. This is first impressions. I'd be glad to hear your thoughts on this range and other alternatives you've tried. This wasn't too expensive a bag. It was £115 at London Camera Exchange. Props to them, they were very helpful. Limited range though, and I don't like buying these things online because sometimes you can end up with some real horrors. So far, pros and cons. Solid zips on the main compartment, less solid though on the front, and straps and everything feel fairly robust, but we'll have to see how it stands up to the wear and tear that I give it, which is a lot. And my last bag has literally been all over the world. This one may not get to all the same places, but I still expect it to do duty in plenty of challenging environments, such as one on Saturday. I'm heading for a Wildlife Trust field trip. That'll be in a woodland environment similar to this, so there won't be any nice benches, it won't be dry, it'll be very minimal. So it's got to do the job, protect the camera, be accessible, take all the kit I need, but not so much that I'm weighed down like a snail with a hump on its back. I'm sort of mixing my metaphors there, aren't I? So yeah, let's have a quick look to see if there are any more potential images. Bear in mind it's raining, it's fairly overcast, which is good in some ways for photography, certainly for macro photography, anything that involves controlling contrast. But I think I've seen something else which is quite interesting. Let's swing this round and see what you think. So this pile of wood has got "photograph me" written all over it. Certainly the lichens are very photogenic. We've got decaying grass, we've got moss, but it is quite a chaotic scene, so I have to see whether I can make a composition out of it. But certainly the sawn wood, this has all come down fairly recently. A lot of fallen wood in this woodland, which is great for wildlife, fungi and so forth, which is why I keep coming back to it. Today won't be a long expedition, but come on, let's get a photo or two while I'm here. Alright, see if we can find something that puts these together into a reasonable image. If it is any good at all, at least in focus and sharp, I'll put it up. Alright. One of the great benefits of this particular parkland is that the owner, Tom, he puts piles of wood everywhere, and of course these are great habitats for creatures of all shapes and sizes, from hedgehogs on downwards, but also great for photographers because the textures of the wood, the moss, the lichens and the sawn stumps as well make for interesting images. I'll have a go at this one. I'm not sure I can make a great image. The light isn't terribly fantastic. Look at all the really strange trees around here. He has a fantastic tree collection, of which more in another vlog. Today is all about the camera bag, which I'm feeling quite comfortable with at the moment. Perhaps we'll adjust the camera straps a little bit. But seriously, it should fit a range of sizes from petite to very large. I'm not necessarily the very biggest, because I think you'd be wise to look elsewhere if you're a very large person for something different, but should fit a range of sizes. Let me have a go at this pile of wood, because I think it's going to get very wet soon. Getting the tripod out of its home is a simple matter of unclipping it, if you can see that, and pulling it out. So done for the day. Thank you very much for watching. I'm standing in front of my favourite tree. I call it the shark, and for fairly obvious reasons. It looks like a very angry shark. If you ever met one this big in real life, you'll be swimming away very, very hard. Putting camera away, putting everything away. Rain's coming down pretty hard now. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.